Accelerate you. So my TV husband is back, Corey Spate, aka Purnell, and we're going to talk about all things Mother's Day. We talked about spring last time, if you followed the show. The Easter Bunny and what's the deal with that. And we're going to talk about some low-cost and free resources that your mother really does want. Okay, so if you read that article, 41 things that your mother wants. No, she doesn't want any of those things. But we're gonna tell you what your mom does want today, and we're gonna talk about this weekend coming up and all that kind of good stuff. So I know that you are a big lover of the mom. You and your mom get along really, really well. As a matter of fact, folks, he's already been to see his mother this morning. So what do you like to do for your mom on Mother's Day, or what are you going to do for your mom this year?
You know what? I haven't planned anything, which is usually unusual for me because I am a planner. But over the years, what I've found the best gift that you can give anyone, especially someone that you care about, is just quality time.
Yes.
You can't get that back, so you might as well spend it wisely, and no better way than to spend your time with the people that you love and care about.
You're absolutely correct, and I know I've said this before on the show. When people are surveyed, what's the most important thing to them? People always just think money, right? But it's not money. People say time. Time is the most precious thing to me, because a lot of us have children,
right,
and we have parents, and we have jobs and households to maintain, and so the time does get very, very limited.
Yes.
So, but do me this favor: don't go over and just take up time.
I like that.
Yeah, because nobody likes you to come over and just take up time. Come over and spend quality time and do something while you're there.
Yes,
I would love for someone, and you can be anybody, I'll give you my address. Come and wash my dirty car.
Oh, yes.
Come and wash my dirty car. And that's basically free, right? I mean, that's a little bit of your time, a little bit of liquid detergent. You can wash somebody's car. We were talking about flowers. If you have a garden or anything like that, unfortunately, bulbs have kind of come and gone, and gardens are just now starting right now. But there's an awful lot of weeds popping up too.
True.
So where's your mom stand on the weeds? I think that I'd love for somebody to come over and pull my weeds too. So there you go. Two low cost, free things for you on Mother's Day. So when I think of holidays like Mother's Day, no offense, moms, I tend to think Hallmark and commercialization.
Right.
What is the deal with Mother's Day? Is that true? Is it a made-up holiday?
It's not actually a made-up holiday. However, what I came to find out about Mother's Day is it turned into something that it wasn't meant to be. So it actually all began with a lady named Anna Jarvis. And she wanted to come up with Mother's Day in order to honor and commemorate her mother, who was named Anne Jarvis, and she was really pivotal during the Civil War time. And she thought that women could come together, no matter what side of the war that you were on, and get the families to come to have a sense of community again. You've already fought, whoever won, whatever. Okay, now let's get back to loving each other. And I believe she came up with like a Mother Flagship Day. And so that was an honor to bring everyone together. Well, she died, and her daughter Anna wanted to honor her memory, and so she wanted to come up with a Mother's Day where you could really honor and love your mom, or the memory of your mom, for the hard work that they do, for who they are to their children, their family, their community, whoever comes in contact with them. And she wanted it to be really heartfelt and sincere. And so she proposed this, and lo and behold, President Woodrow Wilson approved it, and it became official, I believe, in 1914. Well, it did spiral, but in her thought, it spiraled out of control and became the commercialized holiday that we observe today. She didn't like how the floral companies or the greeting card companies were profiting off of it. She wanted to be, real humble, real sincere, real thoughtful, real personal, where you actually make the card, you write in the card, you spend quality time with your mom, or she knows exactly how you feel, instead of going to buy flowers or getting a card that's already pre-filled with not your thoughts but someone else's. And how ironic, I believe in 1941, I believe, don't quote me, but she signed up, she had a petition done in order to recall Mother's Day because of the whole commercialization and what it had become. And I believe 5 years after that, she passed away. And I found out that she was very poor, very penniless, and the very floral companies and the greeting card companies that she despised actually, I believe, paid for her funeral as well as her bills.
Wow. Yeah. So now, did I hear you correctly? Her mother started it after the Civil War for both sides of the women to come together?
Yes, for the women to come together.
So both sides of both North and South, for the women to come together and put that, well, the war was over with, but I imagine there was a lot of still hostilities and whatnot that probably they still go on today. So I have to bring up the lapel pin at this particular time. Purnell's got two beautiful lapel pins on. I just have a cheapy one here. But tell us a little bit about the history of the lapel pin, because it ties in with the war here.
It does. So I think it predates back to the early 18, maybe 1700s. But it was a way for the military, the troops, to differentiate what regiment they were in. So it wasn't always a flower, but the gentleman would wear a lapel pin, so you would know pretty much who they represented.
And I think that would be such a beautiful gift to give this Mother's Day.
Yes.
Matching lapel pins for your family, your regiment. Wouldn't that be kind of neat? And then you could wear them every year. And we'll give you Purnell's information here before the show's off if you don't already have it. Because like I was telling you earlier, mine, I have my red, white, and blue one that I just leave out constantly for all the various 4th of July's, Memorial, Labor Day, all of that kind of good stuff, Election Day. So once again, a gift that's not going to die, but I do love the idea of being able to say, hey, this is our regiment, this is our tribe that we've got going on here. So I hate that Anna started something out and then it got very commercial, which was my concern, which does kind of happen with, I think, all the holidays a little bit. And then, I guess it is nice, I suppose, at the end that they came up and they buried her for the holiday. So but it does happen to a lot of our holidays. So and this is a true story, and I got asked this yesterday from a friend of mine who is from Korea. He said, what's the deal with the eggs? And he said it just like that, and I was like, what's the deal with the eggs? So I had to think for a minute, and I was like, oh, Easter's coming up, he must mean Easter eggs. And I said, well, here in this country, we hide them.
Right.
And I explained to him that I'm old enough that when I was little, we hid real ones. Right. And you needed to find them that day or there was a problem, okay? And then he said, well, what do you do with them? And I said, well, I think back in the day we ate them if we found them quickly. But I told him now that I think most Easter egg hunts are the plastic eggs, and you put stuff in them. I mean, you're the one with the smaller children, so am I correct here that they're the plastic eggs and you put some money or Hot Wheels or chocolate or something in it so that's what you hunt? So, but he was explaining to me that they have Easter, but they do not have these Easter eggs. Wow. And perhaps maybe if you were coming from a different country and you were going to watch us on Sunday, you might think, what's up with these people and these eggs? Because we have these Easter egg hunts all over, right?
True.
And I think they're probably the best part of Easter. I just love it.
I love them too.
But, and I didn't know this until I really did some research, the eggs do have also the symbolic aspect to them, fertility.
Okay.
They've been around and associated with Easter since the very beginning. Now, the Easter egg hunts have gotten almost like Mother's Day, a tad bit commercialized. but they did mean fertility. They did mean prosperity. So they've been around for a while. Now that doesn't mean they've been dyeing them and putting them in fake grass and that sort of thing. And the Easter Bunny has origins that come out of Germany, and we are thought to believe that was brought to this country by German immigrants. The Easter Bunny, eggs for fertility, and then as with all things, it kind of evolved, and now we have Easter Bunny suits and all that kind of good stuff, whatever you may do at Easter. But very much like our springtime and the vernal equinox last month, with rebirth and fertility and whatnot as well in the springtime. So we have all of these things that kind of coincide. So what is your favorite thing about springtime?
I would say, just being able to be outside again, because we're just coming out of winter. Even though people go outside in winter, but it's really, literally, except for all the pollen, it's like a breath of fresh air. So getting back out, and then of course spring fashion with the colors, the pastels is really something beautiful to behold.
I got to agree with you there, and I think that I feel better when I get to be a little. I mean, I love, who doesn't like animal print and who doesn't like, basic black, but yeah, I do as well. I think the little birds were chirping this morning. I could hear them.
Right.
And aside from the pollen, yeah, you open the door and everything's kind of blooming. But my heater was on this morning. Okay, it's still a little nippy in the morning.
It is.
Don't give me the same answer of always layer. What can I do differently? What can I do differently in spring for my day that starts at 60 and ends at 90?
I would say, you can be bold with it. Just try stuff. Really, that's really what style is. Just try it out. If it works for you, do it. If not, try something else, because you don't know until you try it out. So if you want to layer, try it. If you want to do, and I actually despised this before I did it, so like the hoodie and shorts things.
Okay.
Like for lack of a better term, I thought that was really the dumbest thing. And I told my daughter, I better not ever see you wear a hoodie and shorts. And now I find myself doing it because, a lot of people tend to get colder up top versus, down below. So, hey, why not protect up top, put a hoodie on, and, hey, show your sexy legs down below and go for it. It tends to work for a lot of people. So if it works for you, hey, I'm no judge. I once was, but hey, now every now and then I do it. So I would say just try it. If you think it looks good, if it feels good, then go for it. If not, try something else.
Mm-hmm. I do like the idea of the long and the short, especially this time of year. And I agree. I'm like you. I can do the long sleeve shirt and then the shorts. And you're right. Then if it warms up, you're not quite as sweltering as if you had on pants. And then my husband tends to do a lot of the vice versa. He likes the short sleeves, but now I prefer the long sleeve, and it's when it's cold in the morning. So let's talk about something that we've talked about before, and we're talking about a kind of a gift giving season here with Mother's Day. And I'm not implying that you be cheap to your mother, not at all, but I do think the best gifts are the gifts that really we can't give ourselves because of time, right, like washing the car and pulling weeds or going over and do dishes. Look, I'll invite you over to my house if you want to help me fold clothes anytime. And that doesn't cost you anything. But 70% of the clothes that we donate, whether it's Goodwill, Red Cross, whatever, ends up in a landfill. Mm-hmm. So with all the talk about tariffs, and this is not a political show, so let's not go there, all the talk about tariffs and all the talk about waste and stuff going in landfills, talk to me about what I should look for at Goodwill, Salvation Army, Enjoy, that type of thing when I'm out and about to stay fashionable, to stay relevant, but to also keep in mind of our Mother Earth. What do you recommend?
Oh, man. So first and foremost, don't be afraid to thrift. Because believe it or not, most of your fashionable people, more than likely they thrift, and you probably wouldn't be able to pinpoint or associate a name brand for what they're wearing. I know he's very controversial, but Cam Newton, the professional football player, everybody knows Cam, and they either love his style or they really despise it. But Cam's a millionaire, and he thrifts.
Does he really?
He does.
I assumed his look was all straight up designer.
Nope.
That somebody was dressing him. So he is he may be thrifting designer, but he is thrifting.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think of Cam Newton. Now we're going to go way back now, folks, for some of us. But Joe Namath? Was it Joe Namath who used to be very flamboyant football player? So when Cam Newton came along, I always thought of Joe. But he thrifts.
He does, and of course his style is his style. So it's not about the name brand. And shout out to this guy, a guy who I wear. It's style over names, and it's not just the name of a brand, but truly your style should come over any name brand. And that, when I think of that, I think of Cam, because regardless of the name brands that he wear, when he puts it together, that is his style. So definitely don't be afraid to thrift, because you can make it into your own. And to go along with that, if it's a suit or whatever, have it tailored to your needs, because then it becomes a one-on-one and made just for you. So that just adds, to your style. And in thrifting, you won't spend a pretty penny in it. You may spend a pretty penny with having it altered, but don't look at it as spending money. It's an investment, and it's an investment that you can be very pleased with for a lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I love to thrift. I think I've made that perfectly clear. And you're right. I mean, I'm not an overly tall woman, so a lot of stuff does need to be altered, and it's not all that expensive.
Right,
I mean,
right.
Look, you pay $3 for the item, and you pay $10 to have the pants hemmed. Now you've got a $13 investment, and and I told you about that jacket I scored the other day. I scored a $300 jacket for $3
Wow.
the other day.
Wow.
Yes. Oh my goodness gracious, yes. And I knew immediately that there was something special about the jacket because of the sleeves. The sleeves were just very unique. But I really am, and I heard this, and I don't know if this is true, but this really bothered me as well. I heard, once again, don't quote me on this, on the news this morning, that one thing that they're looking at is shooting our trash into space.
Oh, wow.
Yes, isn't that awful? That is awful. I mean, we dump it in the sea, we bury it in the earth, and now we're looking to shoot it out into space. If that doesn't make people stand up and pay attention to recycle, reduce, and reuse,
Right.
I don't know what does. So once again, 70%, and we tend to focus in on the clothes,
Mm-hmm.
but I have some friends that are, prolific readers. You can get great, if you've got anybody in your family that reads, you can go over there and fill up a shopping bag for just a few dollars, because I think they sell them for 50 cents or $1. So think about those types of things as well. And you're not creating new. You are recycling, reducing, reusing, and the tariff has already been paid. And I guess that's the moral of some of my options we're giving you here today. Yes, a tariff was paid, and some of this stuff probably is coming from China, but it's already here now. So let somebody else have taken that hit. You buy it secondhand now. But yeah, there's just so much stuff that you can thrift, and once again, think of the things that your mom might like to do. Is she a gardener? Are there flower pots over there? Are there, whatever that she might be able to use? And I feel I'm going to be remiss if I don't say this. Not all moms are women. Some of you have very strong moms that were your dads. Maybe you grew up in a single family household. Maybe your mom was not present. A female was not present. That nothing says you have to wait to Father's Day. You can certainly celebrate that role model in your household.
I got to give you that one.
Yeah, because this guy right here is a great dad right here.
Thank you.
He probably needs Mother's Day and Father's Day, but it's true. It's true. Not all of us grew up with just a mom. So think about that in your household.
Before you go on, I want to add, because you were talking about Mother's Day gifts, and here we go, with the ever-present theme of time. So when it comes to your mom and you want to, honor her in the greatest light, try to give her a timeless gift, one that she'll cherish. Even if you do have to go out and buy stuff, buy local.
Yes.
Because there are a lot of talented, crafty people, probably in your circle that you didn't even realize. And give her something meaningful. So if she likes coffee, everybody and their mom literally gets a coffee mug, but why not this year maybe give her a coaster, that you can make or have made from one of your crafty friends.
And if you see Purnell's cup here, it's our Pins with Personality cup. You can get these made, and it could be a picture of you as a baby, possibly on your mom's cup.
But yeah, it could have like maybe her Bible verse or a favorite quote on there. If she drinks coffee every day and she uses that coaster, wow, she's gonna remember that every single day. Maybe once she gets dressed, you can get her a mirror with a special message, written on it. So once she looks at herself, it says, you are beautiful, Mom. I love you, from Corey. She will look at that every day and cherish you as like, hey, my son, my daughter, my whoever, gave that to me. And you can either do it yourself by being crafty. Everybody can get on YouTube or TikTok and get all these ideas, or you can go to your local craft store or someone that that's in your circle that can make it for you. That will probably be very inexpensive, and again, it'll be a timeless gift that your mother will cherish you and the gift forever.
Yeah, most definitely. We want to stress shop local, shop small. You're right. There's artisans, and that could be jewelry making,
right, yeah.
Mugs, scarves, T-shirts, you name it. Don't rule out the baked goods. There's lots and lots of great
True.
bakers and confectionery folks here in Rocky Mount and the surrounding areas. Just once again, the farmers market. I don't know what time the farmers market opens, but I believe it's Saturday, and you could go down there and get some flowers that somebody has grown here locally. Blueberries are in season, and so are strawberries.
Yes.
Those are wonderful gifts, especially if you want to turn them into something, blueberry muffins or strawberry muffins. So yeah, by all means, don't. We're not anti-big box. We're not anti-online. But given everything that's going on, and for cost-saving purposes, do try to think shop local, shop small.
That's right. Small businesses need love too.
Small businesses need love too. That's right. And that's a great idea. And I think in a time of rebirth, in time of rebirth and fertility, let's think about that message with the rebirth, the re-mindset of, hey, I'm not going to run to Raleigh. I'm not going to go to the big mall. I'm not going to go, I'm not going to get online to that place and put it in your cart. I'm going to go to the farmer's market. I'm going to go to the local crafts fair, because this is the time of the year, right? It starts to get pretty, and so we have lots of stuff popping up that people can attend.
Definitely.
So think about that, and think about, you're right, what kind of gift can you give that makes somebody smile every day? Yeah. I love the mirror idea, though, as well. That's great.
I just came up with
You just came up with that? Yes. That's a wonderful idea. So, now, did you tell me what you're getting your mom? Is she watching the show? Do we need to?
She is. So.
Okay. No, we're not. Okay. No. Can't be talking about it because of mom.
Yeah. Granted,
well, my mom is not watching the show, but I'll tell you what I got my mom. So my mom's coming over, and I'm cooking dinner. For my mom. And I know it's rather cheesy, but I did get her the chocolate bunny rabbit. All right, okay. I got her the chocolate bunny rabbit. I will cook, and I will make her. She follows a very specific diet, so I'll make her something that fits her. She's a vegan, so that fits the vegan lifestyle, which is air and lettuce. That's kind of what they eat. So I'm going to have a lot of hate mail from vegans here, but so I'll do something like that for her. But I'm serious. If the perfect gift for me this year would be somebody wash my dirty car, and that would make me happy. And now, like I said, it would just cost somebody a little bit of time and a little bit of liquid detergent, or you can run it through. We have some incredible car washes here in Rocky Mount. So you could, and they're everywhere. They're in every community. So if you wanted to cheat, you could run it through there. But those types of things. So very good, very good. Well, I think we've given folks some good ideas.
I think we have.
Now, are you gonna? There's been such a hoop to do about eggs. Are you gonna dye with your son or your daughter? Are you gonna dye real eggs, or are you doing the plastic thing?
We'll probably go plastic because we can get more bang for our buck, and he likes candy and chocolate, so I can really go wild with that. We're actually having an Easter egg extravaganza at our church at Thorns Chapel Missionary Baptist Church in Rocky Mount this Saturday from 2 to 4. So hey,
So
come
please
on
come
out.
on out.
You may see someone that you know and love. May or may not be in an Easter bunny suit. We'll see, but yeah.
So if you see the Easter Bunny at, tell me again, runs your church?
Thorns Chapel Missionary
Thorns
Baptist
Chapel Missionary Baptist.
Yes.
You might know the bunny. Just to let you know, at my house, we're doing the old-fashioned eggs. I've already got my 10 white eggs cleaned and ready to go. So, and I'll be doing the cheesy old-fashioned dye that everybody knows and loves. It starts with a P. And, okay, well, very good. Now, Pens with Personality by Purnell. We've
Yes.
talked about this before. We can go on Facebook. We can go on Instagram. Give us a phone number.
919-600-1461.
There you go. And it may or may not have some pins in stock for you already, but definitely you can go ahead and get it for Mother's Day,
Yes.
graduation, weddings. Wouldn't this be beautiful for all your girls if everybody had a flower, and your gents too
right.
at a wedding? How beautiful would that be? Yeah, there's his information at the bottom. Well, folks, believe it or not, we're out of time again.
Oh, man.
Yeah, well, I know that we're just sending you the best vibes whatsoever for this holiday weekend. We hope you embrace your spring, embrace your Easter, embrace your Mother's Day, and have a glorious day. And we will see you next week, same time at in our favorite place. So have a great day, folks.